can assure you that the increase to fireworks enforcement that we'll see for tomorrow is not going to impact the actual day-to-day operations or the deployment strategies unrelated to fireworks. We'll have enough police officers available to make sure that it's a safe and happy holiday for everybody. And lastly, as we say every year in the program that exists for complaints on fireworks, sometimes 311 and 911 are not going to be your best answer. Don't overwhelm that system with calls. There's a iSpy, it's ISPY, fireworks.com, all one word, that's run through the county. Complaints about the use of illegal fireworks should be run through that website. And again, the goal of having an increased presence and enforcement throughout the valley and officers focusing on where illegal fireworks are happening is really designed to make sure that this is a safe weekend for everybody. As we brace for the busy weekend, I want to take the time to remind our community also, when you look at something that is troubling our community right now is the driving habits of people and fatal accidents, and drinking and driving after a party is something also that we have a plan for, and doing DUI enforcement throughout the weekend to make sure that we do not see an increase, or hopefully we have 0 fatalities on our roadways this weekend. And we must also remember that this is a day that truly is a very busy time for the first responder community, and we hope that the driving is not something that adds to the misery or the woes of a family here this weekend. So please do not drink and drive. And the number of lives that are lost every year in our community to drunk driving is just unacceptable. So I will assure you that we have enough officers out there focused on your communities for things unrelated to fireworks. We'll have enough officers for the fireworks enforcement and enough officers to make sure that we're keeping people safe on our roadways. So on behalf of everybody at the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, I wish you all a safe and happy 4th of July, and it's my pleasure to introduce Clark County Commissioner Marilyn Kirkpatrick. Marilyn.
Thank you. Thank you, Under Sheriff. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for coming. This is really an important issue, and it's probably one of the times of the year that we get the most calls in our areas to the county on help for how we can contain these fireworks. We started this campaign a few years back to really educate people on what is a safe and sane firework, what can you have in our community. It's important to note for many of you that we have a lot of great partners here, and we want to thank Metro and Fire and everybody that has to be involved in it, but now we need the community's help. We need the community to step up. We get tons of calls from veterans who have PTSD. We get tons of calls from seniors who are trying to sleep at night and fireworks are going off until 2 in the morning. We get tons of calls from people that somebody's palm tree's on fire and how soon can they get there. But let's not forget the people that get hurt. So our medical facilities get inundated with calls from kids that may have been playing with a firework and had severe burns. We get calls where a firework went somewhere that it didn't, and it impacted the party next door. So we really want the community to step up this year and continue to do their part. The iSpy fireworks, it gives you everything that's here in this county. In this county, it's tested, and we know what works and what doesn't work. So please, for the community to go out and do their part to have a safe and happy 4th of July for everybody. We do the iSpy fireworks so that we can track the data. And over the years, the data gets a little bit better each time, but it allows us to plan and it allows us to go out there. So without further ado, I'm asking the community to please step up. Think about your senior citizen neighbor. Think about that pet that's now running through the streets. Think about our first responders, including healthcare, that are out there trying to ensure that you have a safe time. And as a community, we can have a great time. We can celebrate a great day, and everybody can talk about it the next day. So with no further ado, I'll invite Mayor Berkeley up.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. This is the first time I've had an opportunity as mayor to address our constituents on the importance of sane and safe behavior in the 4th of July. I think both Andy and Marilyn said exactly what needed to be said. Be careful with your pets. They don't respond well to fireworks. Keep an eye on your kids and make sure that you exercise some intelligent behavior. You don't want to wake up on July 5th 5th burned or with less fingers than you started July 4th with. So we really encourage you to have a wonderful time. It's our nation's birthday. This is a wonderful holiday to celebrate, and we have a lot to celebrate, but let's make sure we do it intelligently. We have some alternatives in the community and throughout the community. If you don't want to set off your own fireworks, there are other ways of enjoying fireworks. One of them is at the Plaza Hotel. Every Friday, and this just happens 4th of July falls out on Friday, at 9:15, the Plaza Hotel is going to set off their fireworks. It's going to be extra special in honor of our nation's birthday. And if you're downtown or anywhere in the downtown area, head over to the Plaza. They're going to have a wonderful fireworks display. You could also see it online if you don't want to go venture out at night. Cashman Field, I've done this many, many years at Cashman Field. After the soccer game tomorrow night, there's going to be fireworks. If you're new in town and don't know where Cashman Field is, it's Las Vegas Boulevard in Washington. But not only will you enjoy the soccer game, but you'll also see a wonderful fireworks display. And perhaps the biggest one is Blast Off in the Basin. I'm very excited to be. I will be there with my family. Bring your family. Bring low back chairs or blankets that you could sit on. Bring plenty of water because it's going to be warm. There's no doubt about that. But this is a free 4th of July fireworks display. But in addition to the fireworks, which are going to be spectacular, there's marching bands and food trucks, so you can get food and drinks there. So come and have a great, frolicking 4th of July with your family. I understand there's going to be about 20,000 people there. We're going to celebrate together. I'll be there. I know Councilwoman Polensky is going to be there. Councilwoman Bruni is going to be there with her family. And let's all celebrate together and have a wonderful time for our to celebrate our nation's birthday. It's a very important holiday, and we should enjoy it and be safe and sane while we're doing it. So thank you very much. And now, Clark County Deputy Fire Chief Thomas Touchstone.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. Good morning, everybody, and thank you. Very excited to be here today representing Valley Fire Departments. I'm here to tell you that firefighters, fire inspectors, and all of our support staff really enjoy and have a great passion for serving our community. Unfortunately, the 4th and 5th of July is a very dangerous day where they have to serve the community in a much greater role than a typical day. Last year alone, CCFD responded to 204 outside fires as a result of illegal fireworks, when on a typical day we only respond to 11.3 fires on average, outside fires. Last year on the 4th and 5th of July, we responded to 22 building fires, where on a typical day we usually only see about 7 building fires. Those, again, fires were generally almost always caused by illegal fireworks flying through the air and or exploding. And we also see on average on the 4th or 5th of July, and last year we had 2 burns or explosions as a result of illegal fireworks, where we typically only see 1. Those numbers are Clark County Fire Department's numbers only and do not include responses by the Las Vegas Fire and Rescue Department or North Las Vegas Fire Department and the Henderson Fire Department. So you can expect those numbers are a lot higher. That was just what was calculated from our own responding agency. In my 29 years with the Clark County Fire Department, I've seen a lot of fires and injuries as a result of illegal fireworks. Most notably, we respond almost every single year to structure fires due to illegal fireworks flying through the air and landing on roofs of either roofs that have pine needles on them or roofs that are under construction, exploding and or smoldering and then lighting the structure on fire, unbeknownst to possibly the homeowners who is inside the home and unaware that a fire started on their roof. I've also seen fires that from fireworks that land on the ground in grass, dry grass, or pine needles, etc., and then spread to structures, spread to vehicles. One of the most notable fires I can tell you about that was extremely dangerous and resulted in a lot of calamity was an illegal firework mortar that was set off in the middle of the street, and after it was lit by the person responsible, it tipped over either because they were running away from it or the wind or who knows whatever. They didn't have it installed properly because they're not trained on how to use these fireworks. It tipped over, blasted off, bounced down the street, went underneath a vehicle, exploded under the gas tank, which ruptured the gas tank and caught on fire. The vehicle was parked underneath the eave of the home. The homeowners were home, husband, wife, and children inside the house. The car fire spread to underneath their eaves, caught the home on fire, and they were innocent bystanders who had nothing to do with it, and thankfully they made it outside okay. You know, and so could you only imagine what that would have been like if that illegal firework had bounced down the street and went into a crowd of people who were enjoying safe and sane fireworks, right, and possibly exploded and hurt or injured, you know, a small child or anybody really, you know. So what we're asking is very simple. That if you've purchased illegal fireworks and you manage to get them into our community illegally, think again, reconsider. You know, reconsider the fine you might pay or the life you might hurt or the house you may burn down before you light those fireworks. If you haven't already purchased fireworks or you're going to reconsider, please go to one of our safe and sane fireworks stands that are ran by nonprofit agencies that have fireworks that are approved by local fire departments. Safe and sane fireworks do not go up in the air. They stay in a small perimeter on the ground, and they generally don't cause fires, and they don't hurt people. So they're a lot safer, they're a lot more sane, and they're a lot less likely to cause structure fires and injuries. And also, as important, they support our community who's out there trying to raise money for their nonprofits. So that's about all I have for today. I appreciate your time. Now I'm going to introduce Las Vegas Fire Department Assistant Chief Sherry Shoup.
Thank you, Chief Touchstone. I'm Assistant Chief Sherry Shoup from Las Vegas Fire and Rescue. I am the Fire Marshal for the City of Las Vegas. I'm still trying to catch up with Chief Touchstone. I only have 24 years in, and I can say that I've witnessed a lot of incidents from fireworks over my time as well. One thing I can tell you honestly about the fireworks accidents, 99% of them were preventable. Didn't have to happen. So we're here today to remind everybody to just stay safe. Let's have a wonderful, safe holiday. Let's prevent the fires and the injuries, as you've heard others talk about. The best way to do that, sharing with your family, is to go to one of those professional shows. Go see what the big guys do, the commercial productions. There are 3 that we've had set up and that you've heard about from our mayor in the city of Las Vegas, and I'm aware of 9 in Clark County so far that have been permitted. That's the best way to have a great time with your family, to relax, to be safe, and not have to worry about any of the other safety features of taking care of them yourself. If you want to have your own little fireworks show, as Chief Touchstone said, your local safe and sane booths are the best place to get those fireworks. We test every product that is sold in those booths every single year, and you have more than 200 choices around the valley to buy safe and sane fireworks. You want to use them safely as well. The best way to do that is to make sure that you have a level, stable location to set them up that's away from buildings, away from any kind of combustibles. You want to have your water hose and a bucket of water close by. You want to make sure that your kids, your pets, everybody are backing away from it. And then before you start lighting them, you want to look at each piece. Look at each piece in your hand, make sure it's not broken on the side, it's not dented, it's not cracked. Because if you light it, it could burst out the side. So do a little quality control check of your own before you light them off. After you're all done having your own family show, the next thing you want to do is you want to have a cool-off period. Let them wait, let them sit for 20 minutes. Please don't walk up and look down in the tube to see why it misfired. It could be a delayed reaction. It could go off in your face or your kid's face. So never, never look down a tube of a misfire on a firework. After about 20 minutes to 30 minutes, you can scoop them up with a shovel, dump them into the water bucket that you got there, let them soak, even overnight. Let them soak in there before you put them in your trash. That'll prevent a trash can fire, or worse, a garage fire, and Republic Services will thank you as well. They have some fires in their trash trucks every year from discarded fireworks that were still smoldering. So they'll be happy to hear that. Last comment I want to say, remind you, take care of your pets. It's a scary, scary night for them. They shouldn't be part of a fireworks celebration. Keep them secure in the house. Make sure that their tags and their microchips are current, so if they do get out and run away in a panic, you have a good chance to get them back. Take them for a walk, give them some extra loving before the night starts so they're relaxed when it all starts, and make sure they're going to be okay. As a reminder, Safe and Sane fireworks that are purchased here in the Valley are legal to possess and use up to midnight tomorrow night, July 4th. After midnight, every kind of firework is illegal in this valley. Echoing what everyone else has said, please use ispyfireworks.com. It gives us good data to help us plan for each successive year and avoid using 911 so that we can save unless your house is on fire and it's an emergency or somebody got hurt, then call us right away. But otherwise, use ispyfireworks.com. It is the busiest night of the year for law enforcement and fire, and I want to take a minute to thank everyone that's working that night, everyone that's going to be working all day long and all night long. I want to thank our partners with Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department and Clark County Fire Department. We've had a great year and a great partnership over the last 10 years. This year's even better than ever, and we continue to improve every year. Thank you for the partnership. Thanks for all the hard work in safety. And with that, I'll bring Undersheriff back to the podium.
All right, we wanted to take an opportunity to take questions, and before we do that, just if you could state your name and the outlet you're with so that the audience can hear who's asking the question and where it's coming from so that everyone's aware of what we're discussing here so they don't always hear the question. So, questions for any of us here?
Under Sheriff Walsh, I have a question for you. Darcy Spears from Channel 13. I want to ask about the surveillance of shoppers that's taking place in other jurisdictions where Clark County families who are trying to save a few bucks going to either Moapa or Pahrump, purchasing what's represented as safe and sane and legal, and in many cases the same products, packaging, et cetera, as are sold here, only to be pulled over seconds after they leave those shops, have their purchases confiscated, and have their issue that $500 ticket. We know from Sheriff Joe McGill in Nye County that he contacted Sheriff McMahill and asked him to stop doing that after multiple complaints from customers. We also know that Moapa Tribal Police is now investigating a complaint from a local mother who on Monday was pulled over by 3 Metro vehicles, had her car surrounded by 6 officers who confiscated her children's sparklers and ticketed her that $500 ticket. Is that an effective use of your officer's time and the type of enforcement you want to be doing?
Yes, any illegal firework that we can prevent from coming back into our community is an effective use of our enforcement and an effective use of our resources.
Even when they're sold as legal and safe and sane?
I can't speak to what's legal and safe and sane or what the businesses in other counties or jurisdictions tell their customers, but we've consistently stood in this room or other rooms like it year after year saying the stuff that's sold in other counties is not legal. Don't bring it back. That's what the reason. I can't speak, Darcy, about a particular thing like a sparkler. I don't know about that incident. We can certainly, I have the people here that will look into that for me. I promise you that. But if it's illegal to be in our community just because it's coming from another community, we will be continuing to do the surveillance and the enforcement that we're doing along the entry points into Clark County. Do not bring illegal fireworks into Clark County is the message. So if you're not sure, yeah. There's plenty of, yeah, exactly, because there's plenty of places in town, like everybody that's at this podium has said today, is go to the Safe and Sane stores in the Smith's parking lot or somewhere and buy the ones here. There's no reason to have to go to another jurisdiction to buy them. If you go into another jurisdiction to buy them and they're illegal and you bring them back, we are going to confiscate them and we are going to fine you. And we are not going to curtail any type of enforcement activity when it comes to that. Plain and simple. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Laura Lagarde with News 3. I guess, what's that age group that you're seeing the most amount that you're citing or getting those citations? Is it juveniles? Is it like people who are 18, 20 years old?
No, my experience with this, and I don't have the exact number in front of me, but mostly these are adult parties. It's families. It's large gatherings that involve the whole age group. I mean, I don't think there's one specific thing I can say when it comes to whether it's youth. It's my experience in working on this is it's always been these large gatherings that are hosted by families and block parties and things like that. So you have every age group. Yes.
Zúñiga with Univisión Las Vegas. I have a question about how the website works. So if, let's say they're seeing illegal fireworks happening, how exactly officers respond? Is it kind of like, oh, well, we'll just go back tomorrow, or how does it work?
No, so the website was never intended to be anything more than a data collection. And so what we want to encourage people to not tie up our 911 or our 311. And in the past, prior to starting this piece, we were getting thousands upon thousands of calls to our 911 system. So that prevented us from actually going to that traffic accident or to another injury that we needed to go. So the I Spy Fireworks is intended for people to go on and put those complaints in so that we can use them as data for tracking for the next year, data as we prepare. As you know, we've had several thousand already since Saturday, so that helps us to strategically go out to make sure that we're in those neighborhoods. You know, fireworks are across the valley, but at the end of the day, some places are a little bit more vulnerable than others, and we want to make sure we're out there. So we love to see people participate with the I Spy Fireworks. Go on the website. Last year we had a little over 11,000, with 9,000 of them being on 4th of July, which then helps us in turn for the future.
So these are the same zones, the same zones that are probably going to be monitored during this year.
Yes, so we may already know of some hot areas that are already out there from last year. And so as people continue, and it's really a part about being a community member, right? Where are those areas that we may not know that are an issue? And it really helps us kind of stay on top of it the week prior to and the week after, because let's be honest, so many people forget that at midnight, 4th of July is over, and they continue on the rest of the week. We continue to get calls. We continue to get those things. So anything that you can do to encourage people to go on that I Spy only helps our public response officers do a better job, from fire to police to inspectors to all of those things, to see what's going on.
All right, any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Dylan with Las Vegas Review-Journal. If you are somebody who wants to report illegal fireworks, what are some features that you can visibly see to discern whether or not something is illegal or legal?
Yeah, anything that's, what's the, Jeff, you probably know better than me, or Sherry, the distance off the ground, what's the,
Anything that goes in the air, Sheriff.
that's yeah, there isn't even, it's just, if it leaves the ground, that's what we're talking about.
So if they go to the website, though, if you go to the You Light It, We Ride It, that will give you a good scenario of what you should be asking when you go to buy your fireworks and what you should be looking for. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of nonprofits that rely on fireworks sales to help their organizations, so everybody should support the community first.
Yeah, and it's not just the ground, it's the noise, it's all the things that have been referred to here today that just give you an indication that they're illegal. It's fairly obvious and self-explanatory, I think, so. All right, thank you all, have a good day.
Happy 4th of July, everybody.